In today's video, I am going to be breaking down the drive and kick offense and how and if it works against a 2-3 zone. Now, I know there's a lot of coaches who actually don't run this offense. It's a very simple strategy and it can beat any defense. So let's get down, let's check this out. So the drive and kick offense is a 5-out offense, generally speaking, and the whole idea is to drive the ball and get the ball into the paint as much as you can and then kick it out and then swing it. What this does, whether it's against a man or a zone, is it basically collapses the defense and it gives you a lot of opportunities out on the perimeter. When you kick it out and you swing it, the defense is now scrambling. You can shoot the ball, you can drive the ball back into the key and maybe score a layup. You can do this over and over and over again and it can become very successful. So for example, right here, in a 2-3 zone, the whole idea of a zone is to guard an area and not an individual man, which means that there's gaps in the zone where the defense collapses. Technically, this would be a gap as well. So you can use this to your advantage. So for example, you can start out on the wing. You can pass that ball or you can just dribble out to the wing to start. What this does is this shifts the defense, and now player 3 can attack this gap. Player 3 attacks this gap and it collapses players 1 and 3. Player 1 moving off ball should move closer towards the new gap that's here. They kick the ball out. He now attacks this gap here. If they collapse on him before he gets to the key or just as he's getting to the key, player 1 can then kick the ball out to player 2. There's now an even bigger gap here. Now, this is going to be met with player 4 shadowing up so that he gives time for player 2 to get back to his spot. While he's sprinting up to shadow that spot, this needs to be a drive, kick, and then swing over to player 5, who then drives yet again. If player 5 stops him, this is shifting the defense. This is getting to a point where now we could have player 2 sprint over here. This could be a kick out, but in reality, he's going to have a wide open lane. He could pull up for a mid-range. He could pull up for a 3. There's a lot of different options here. Now, because the drive and kick offense is a 5-out style offense, you can go check out my complete guide to the 5-out offense that's down in the description. But the whole idea here is to continue to attack the gaps as often as you can and try to get that ball into the paint. Because what happens against a zone, whether this is a 2-3 zone or a 3-2 zone, a 1-2-2, it don't matter. Your whole main goal is to get that ball into the paint, to collapse the defense, to kick the ball back out. As soon as you kick that ball back out, while you may think that it needs to be a 3-point shot, it really truly doesn't. You can make the extra pass. The defense is now shifting, scrambling, not knowing where to go, and then you drive again. They got to collapse. And when they collapse, guess what happens? There's more options. Kick the ball out, drive again. They collapse. Eventually, you're going to have either an open 3, an open mid-range, or an open lane to get a wide open layup. This is why the drive and kick offense against zones works so well. This is one of the most basic offenses that you can run against a zone. I know everyone gets caught up with trying to run different zone offenses, trying to get different types of elevator style screens so that they can get the 2 guys and so you can run through the gap and block the 2 guys. Whatever it is, you don't need anything fancy. You just need a simple drive and kick offense with teammates and players who just know how to move off ball. Know that, hey, if you're driving, so for example, if you're out here and you're driving the middle and you get past this first group of defenders and now you're faced with player 5, player 4 should be dropping. If you have just smart players who know how to move off ball, who can move to the middle of the key or to the side of the key or post up this guy, and player 2 moving to the corner, now you've got an option to here. Now you've got an option to kick out here. You've got other options just because your teammates knew how to move off ball. I cannot stress that enough. So now if you can start teaching your players how to move off ball and how to read defenders as soon as their eyes leave you, you can cut baseline. Things like that can help your team win super successfully with a very minimal amount of plays. I hope that this video has helped you. Make sure to go check out my complete guide to the 5-out offense that is down in the description below, and I'll see you guys again in my next video.